So I finished watching The Legend of Korra for the very first time, and I'm a pretty big Avatar fan, but I never watched The Legend of Korra for whatever reason. I think by the time Korra came out, like, it was just like past my time. I really wasn't watching cartoons, you know, I was doing drugs and shit like that, like hashtag real, you feel me? But yeah, so I finally watched The Legend of Korra and finished all 4 seasons, and I have some thoughts, I have some opinions, okay? So, of course, I'm gonna be talking about spoilers. So if you're watching in the chat or if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't want to get spoiled on The Legend of Korra, then, you know, feel free to leave, all right? But let's go ahead and get the elefante out of the room. Is this better than Avatar the Last Airbender? Okay, now this might ruffle some feathers, but like, no, it's not, but also like low-key, yes, it is. And I'm going to explain why. Because I think the thing that Avatar does much better than The Legend of Korra is the characters, I feel like, are way better. Like, it feels like the Avatar the Last Airbender is more of a like of a story of like a start to finish story that's like really about the adventure type shit more so than anything else, whereas like Korra is like a little bit more like each season has like its own plot that it falls down. And I personally feel like the individual like plot seasons in The Legend of Korra are better than Avatar. Like, I think the plots, like with Asmongold in season 1 or whatever his name is, Amon, right? I think, you know, the Civil War bullshit in season 2, and then of course the episode 1 was really fire. The shit with Zahir and the Red Lotus, I think they're called, like that shit was really good. And I think that stuff, and even season 4 with Kuvira and stuff, I think that is like pretty much better than a lot of the shit that Avatar had. But I think what it comes down to is Korra and Avatar like got set up in 2 entirely different ways. And I feel like this ends up detracting from the enjoyment of The Legend of Korra, right? Because Avatar starts off and you have an overarching goal off rip. Like, you know, the Fire Nation tweaking, they finna take over the world. You gotta stop Ozai. Like, you gotta stop the Firebenders. You gotta stop the Fire Nation from taking over type shit. And you have that immediate goal. Whereas in The Legend of Korra, there is no overarching goal between all of the seasons, right? So that ends up feeling a little bit empty. And I think what somebody in my chat said is that they made every season of The Legend of Korra not knowing whether that was gonna be the last season or not. And you can fucking tell, because I feel like in terms of like the level of threat and stuff like that, like season 2 really felt like it should have been the last season, because like the stakes were the absolute highest in that season. But then you couldn't really do that because in season 2, right, because of the events that happened during that season, now all of a sudden the Air Nation is back and there's random niggas that start airbending and shit now, right? So that obviously has ripple effects throughout season 3 and 4 that you couldn't really have if season 2 didn't happen first. But I think overall, like the structure of the seasons feels a little off. Like, it really feels like season 4's stakes should have maybe been season 1 stakes, right? Like, you know, Avatar Korra is like trying to become the Avatar, right? And trying to get her skills and trying to learn airbending and all that stuff. And the whole time while she's learning this, there's this earthbender named Kuvira who's like, man, fuck this Avatar bitch. She taking too long for to rebuild this Earth Nation. I'm gonna do this shit myself. And then she starts taking over. And then season 1 is about like Korra, you know, figuring out how to be the Avatar, how to do all that stuff, and then stopping Kuvira, right? And I get that the way that season 4 is currently, like, it makes sense because, you know, season 3 had such a lasting impact on her that, like, that's why she wasn't present for the first few years of season 4, right? But I'm gonna get back to that because I think that they could have done that better if season 2 was the last season, right? So let's just pretend in this alternate universe that season 4 is the first season, right? I think that would have been much better. And then in season 1, or in season 2 should have been season 1, because I feel like the next threat for Korra should be somebody that like challenges the status quo, right? Because Kuvira kind of does that too. And then, you know, you go really into it with Amon, and Amon is like, man, fuck y'all benders, y'all motherfuckers is corrupt, blah, 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 whatever, y'all abuse your power, you know, fuck the Avatar, she a lame bitch and all that stuff. And I feel like it would have been really dope to have that threat in season 2. And then season 3 should stay season 3. I think Zahir and all that should still be that threat. And then when Zahir fucking like poisons Korra, Korra is spending the first half of like season 4 trying to find herself again, and that's when you can run into Toph again and all that other stuff, just like she did in season 4. But now you have this looming threat of like the Civil War, and then maybe that's when you can put in, you know, her uncle being like, oh, like I could help you get your powers back, I could help you feel like that girl again if you like tap into the spirit world one time. You feel me? Just come with me to the spirit world one time. We finna be good. And then she goes into the spirit world, and then boom, creates the Civil War. And now you have fucking Rava and other little joint or whatever the fuck, you know, they about to start brawling, and now she got to save the world. And I feel like that would have been like a better conclusion to the Avatar universe, or to the Korra world, I guess. Like, yeah, my little rewrite thing doesn't make the most amount of sense, because like, you know, there's stuff that happens in between the seasons that impact the other seasons, but I'm just talking about the overall like threat level. It felt like a little bit out of whack in my opinion, right? But beyond that, how did I feel about like each particular season? Okay, because in season 1 and 2, I really did not like Korra. And before I got into this, I knew that like people felt a way about Korra, and like some people did not like, you know, Korra as a character, whatever, right? And I thought that low-key, maybe I'm crazy, but I thought it was just motherfuckers being misogynist, you feel me? I thought it was like, oh, they can't let, you know, a female character be badass, blah, blah, blah. But nah, like genuinely, I was questioning if I was misogynist, because I'm like, yo, Korra is the most annoying, stubborn character of all time, because Korra would be so loud and be so fucking wrong every time. Every time Korra made a decision, it was the wrong decision. Every single time. And she was just a bitch. Like straight up, like Korra was just a fucking cunt. And it's like, yo, you are like one of the most unlikable characters like I've ever experienced in my entire life. Like, I know another big thing that a lot of people have an issue with is like the love triangle bullshit. Personally, I didn't even see that outside of season 1. So it feels crazy, like people like defining the Legend of Korra as like this big love triangle thing, when like it's really only a thing in season 1. And I don't think the love triangle is even between Korra, Bolin, and Mako. It's really between Korra, Mako, and Asami, right? That's kind of the love triangle thing. But that pretty much gets stomped out like in season 2. So like, you know, to me that wasn't really a big deal. But yeah, those first 2 seasons, Korra was very fucking annoying. And one of my most like hated tropes is like when a character, the main character, is like so stupid and is like clearly in the wrong, but everyone in the show dick rides them and is like, no, like you're right, like you're just trying your best, like my bad, I didn't mean to make you mad. It's like, bro, no, like they're in the wrong. Like Korra was being a bitch, she was being annoying, you feel me? But yeah, like that's what I thought about like those overarching seasons. But you know, there was still enjoyment to be had, because like I said, the plot in these individual seasons I thought was really good. You know, I heard a lot of shit about season 2, and I don't really understand that, because season 2 I feel like expanded the lore so much of, you know, what it means to be the Avatar and all that stuff, and I thought that was really good. And you know, before I started watching Korra, some dumbass in my chat spoiled the fact that Korra like loses the connection to all the avatars. But the way that people made it seem online was that like Korra intentionally killed the connection to the past avatars, when that's not what happened. Like Korra just got the brakes beaten off of her, bro. Like like, yeah, you can argue that her decisions like led to that, but like, let's be for real. She didn't know she was about to sever the connection with the Avatar, bro. Like, she didn't know she was about to lose all that lineage, right? Like, she got her fucking ass whooped. You feel me? And it had like ramifications on that character like throughout the rest of the series type. And I thought that was good. You know, I thought it was really dope. And a lot of people like are upset about what it means for the future, and like the next Avatar is only gonna have Korra to look back on, and like Korra was such a bad Avatar. Look, there's things you gotta understand though. Like, first of all, throughout the Avatar series, we don't really see them tap into the past Avatars like at all, right? Like, Aang only really talked to Kyoshi like literally that one time, and old boy whose name I'm literally forgetting. And then Korra really only talked to Aang like twice. Like, you know, I don't think we're losing that much. And I feel like them like illustrating, you know, the severity of like losing, you know, the past Avatars, I feel like that was more important than like being able to connect to the past Avatars, because they don't really do that much anyways, right? And also to the note of like, oh, Korra's such a bad Avatar. Like, imagine being the next Avatar and you got Korra guiding you. Bro, Korra by the end of the series is like, what, 20 something? She's young as fuck. She's got another 40, 60 years, however long, to like become like that badass Avatar that like Kyoshi was, you feel me? Or like that Aang became, right? Like, you know what I mean? There's still a lot more learning for her to do. So like, I don't think that's a big deal anyways. I still feel like Korra will be a great Avatar. And then also, this is just a life lesson. I feel like the things that teach you a lesson the most are the things you do wrong in life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever learned anything by doing something right the first time. You learn something by doing something wrong 100 times, you feel me? That's the way I feel anyways, right? Because like, you learn what not to do and that helps you learn what to do, right? So I feel like that's gas. I feel like that's fire, you feel me? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that that's what, you know, the Legend of Korra was like intending on doing, but I think that does make a decent amount of sense. The thought of Aang not living on through the next incarnations doesn't say why. Who cares? Like, Aang has his series, and you can go watch that series. Like I feel like, you know, the Legend of Korra or whatever the next Avatar is. Like, I don't know. Like, move on. Like, do you really need to see Aang that much? Like, I thought it was really dope when we got the flashbacks of Aang. Like, of course I was losing my mind. You feel me? When I was watching Korra, like seeing the flashbacks of Aang, the locked in emote that we have on Twitch of Aang now. Like, of course, like, yeah, that shit was gas. But like, if that is like the highlight of the series, then the series is gonna be trash anyways. So like, I don't know, to me, it doesn't really matter. But there is one thing that I did find very interesting about that. Oh, and going back to that, like, you also have to take into account, everybody's talking about the future Avatar, whatever. We don't even know if that's gonna happen. Like, I think they have confirmed that there is gonna be another Avatar series, and I think that it's gonna be an Earthbender this time. But, you know, for like 10 years, we didn't know if there was even gonna be anything else anyway, so who cares, right? But one thing that I did find interesting is that, and this goes back to Korra being like kind of an annoying character, because Aang has way more emotional maturity, way more poise, and is just a more intelligent person than Korra was for those first 2 seasons. Like, my God, like, they really tried their hardest to make me hate Korra in those first 2 seasons. And it was really annoying because I'm like, bro, like, Aang is like 6 years old and he is smarter than you, bro. Like, what the oh, you know what was funny too? Now I'm just gonna start spitballing random shit that pops into my mind. Like, fucking Korra sluts out the Avatar state, bro. Like Korra will be taking a shit and be like, this is a good time to hit up the Avatar state. I feel like we saw Aang use Avatar state like 3 times total. But Korra will be like, damn, I gotta go get the mail. Avatar state, and then goes to grab the mail. Like, I don't have a problem with it necessarily. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny. He's a monk that never got to live his life, to be fair. If anything, you would think that would make him less mature because he never got to live life and he's literally a kid. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't buy that excuse at all. I don't buy that shit at all. Cause it's not like when he was younger, he wasn't a kid that liked having fun and stuff like that. Cause of course he did. But, you know, he knew when it was time to lock in. He knew when it was time to lock in. You feel me? That episode she went into the Avatar state to win a race had me dying. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's like, I believe it's the opening shot of like season 3 or something. Like, Korra is like in a race with one of Tenzin's kids. And then like she's about to lose the race to this fucking kid, by the way. So then she hits up the Avatar state to win the race. And it's like, really? What kind of fucking Avatar are you? That shit was funny. Oh, but speaking of, there was another thing that I want to talk about with The Legend of Korra. And it's the fact that I feel like the main cast of The Legend of Korra is really not that strong, right? Like in the original Avatar series, you have Aang, you have Katara, Sokka, Toph, you know, you can maybe throw in Zuko, Iroh into that main cast, like if you want to, if you're stretching, but you know, that is like way better than Korra, Mako's bum ass, Bolin, and Asami. Look, I love Asami. I think Asami is cool. And I really liked in season 4 when she got her reconciliation with her dad and stuff like that. I thought that was a beautiful scene. But like Mako is the biggest bum in the entire series. And like, what a disappointment, like everybody be talking shit about Korra this, Korra that. But like nobody bring up the fact that Mako a bum. First of all, nigga became a narc ass cop, bitch ass nigga bum. Like what Kendrick say? Like you're a bum. And then secondly, nigga learns lightning bending and does fuck all with it the entire series. Meanwhile, Mako got lava bending and is putting in work. Or Bolin's got lava bending and is putting in work. Like, yeah, okay. Did Bolin fumble by siding with Kuvira? Yeah, but he was brainwashed. He thought he was doing the good thing. He came back to the right side. Unlike fucking Mako bitch ass who ratted Korra out when he was a cop. Like, I don't know. I feel like Bolin would have never done that shit. I feel like Bolin would have never done that shit, bro. Like, let's talk about how Bolin ended up becoming like way stronger than Mako, bro. Like that's really insane, man. Like, I don't know about that. That's really insane. Like Mako really lost to Bolin. That's crazy. But regardless of that, I feel like, you know, Bolin and Mako in particular, they don't look like or feel like main characters, you know? Like it just doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It just don't hit like that. You feel me? Like, you know, I'm like, you compare them against like Katara, Sokka, Toph, you know, like it's just way different, you know? They don't feel like main characters. But the side characters in The Legend of Korra carry so hard. Like low-key, Korra's entire legacy was saved by side characters, right? Like you had fucking Aang, who pretty much handled most shit solo dolo type shit. That's not to say that like, you know, Katara and Toph and Sokka didn't come up in their own ways, but like, let's be for real, like Korra is in a backwoods if it ain't for Bolin, Asami, Tenzin, Lin Beifong, Su Beifong, fucking Toph. Like she is in a Tenzin's kids also fucking carry hard body. Like, bro, I'm sorry, Korra's getting smoked up if it's not for the side characters, bro. And speaking of, the Beifongs are the greatest characters of all time. Thoughts? You got Toph, Su Beifong, Lin Beifong, goats. Goats. Cinema. Shrugged. Also, Varric and Zhu Li getting married. Like when this nigga was like, Zhu Li, will you do the thing with me for the rest of our lives? I was like, okay, cinema. I was like, all right, cinema. I was like, all right, cinema. Also, when we finally saw Toph in season 4, I ain't gonna lie, I was tweaking. Cause I already knew as soon as like Korra entered like that, the what's it called, that forest thing, I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? And then when we see Toph, oh man, I was tweaking. And like Toph is like just how I remember Toph. Like I feel like that's exactly how Toph would have been. And then when Toph calls Korra Twinkle Toes, I was like, cinema. Also, let's call it, like, this is funny as fuck because Toph really could have solo doloed Kuvira and ended that whole threat. But Toph was like, hey, bruh, y'all gotta handle this shit. I gotta leave it up to the next generation because it's on you. You feel me? I thought that was dope. Also, really loved Toph's relationship with her daughters. Like, I thought it was cute how she was like, I hope you guys can like forgive me and not hate me type. I was like, oh, like that's that's cute. You know, Toph is really cool. Seeing Zuko and the dragon, I think that was season 3 that happened. Oh, I was losing my fucking mind. I kind of wish Zuko was a more important character because I feel like Toph was very important in season 4. I wish Zuko was a little bit more important, but you know, it is what it is. Like, it's honestly impressive that they saved the nostalgia bait characters for the later seasons, because you would really think that like a new series like that would like bring them back quickly. Because like, for example, like with Boruto, right? Like Boruto like wasted no time making sure that you saw Naruto and Sasuke and stuff. Like you saw them, you know, very early on in the anime and stuff, right? But you know, in the Legend of Korra, you go like 3-4 seasons before you see like Zuko and Toph, you know, like that's crazy. You feel me? Oh, and then seeing Iroh in the spirit world, oh my God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. Like, that was beautiful. Yeah, like Korra, I think did a good job of like still having some of those older characters and shit. Like I thought that was really cute. I thought it was good. I thought that was good. People keep asking about Toph being a cop. And yeah, I can understand the question marks around that because it really doesn't seem like Toph would have been a cop from what we know about Toph from the original Avatar series. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at it. You guys got to understand, like, when the Avatar the Last Airbender aired, all of those characters are like what? They're like teenagers, maybe even younger than that. I don't know how old they actually are, but they're very young. A lot of things can change in that time, you know? So I'm not too against that. But can we also talk about what is up with the Earth Nation and being fucked? Like why can't the Earth Nation ever just like be normal, bro? By the way, Kuvira, need that. I'm gonna be honest. If Kuvira walk up to me and is like, hey, bruh, I'm finna take over every Earth Nation. You with that? Yes, mommy. You want me to build a super weapon, mommy? Okay. You want me to be Oppenheimer? Okay. You want me to invent the nuke? Yes, mama. Like type shit. Like type shit. Like that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it. You know, I can't blame bro. I get it. Now, did Kuvira go a little far? Did Kuvira go a little far? It's debatable. It's debatable. You know, some say yes, some say no. But at the end of the day, have you ever considered that she's bad as fuck? I don't know if you ever thought about that. She was literally about to kill her man because she's motivated. It's her man's fault for getting caught. Because like, think about this. If you got a bad bitch waiting for you at home, like why you even being in a position where you could get caught slipping up like that? Like, let's talk about it. Like if I'm Kuvira's man, I'm not letting Tenzin in a wetsuit fucking backstab me. No, that's not happening. If I'm Kuvira's man, all hands on deck. I'm locked in. If I'm Kuvira's man, bro, I'm locked the fuck in. Nothing coming between me and my baby. You feel me? But that's just me. Maybe I'm different, but that's just me. You feel me? But on a real tip though, Kuvira, I mean, she was batshit insane. Like, you know what I mean? It was to the point where I couldn't even understand how anybody like sided with her. Like, you know, if you're Bolin I guess Bolin didn't know the extent of what was happening, but like, come on, you gotta have some common sense. Like, she's clearly strong-arming all these villages and cities into surrendering. Like, how are you not seeing that? Like, you're literally being dumb. And everybody else, like, come on, bruh. Also, another thing I gotta talk about, when Zhu Li sabotaged the weapon at the end, I was like, let's go, Zhu Li! But then when she got found out, I was like, wait a minute, nothing better happened to Zhu Li, please, wait a minute. I got scared, chat. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Look how much he was planning to take over the Earth Kingdom. Damn. She was really trying it, bro. She was really trying it. Also, let's talk about how they were talking about attacking Kuvira, and then this is the one time the Fire Nation didn't want to stand on business. Can we talk about this? When the Fire Nation was like, if you're trying to attack somebody, we're not gonna do that. We're done with wars. And I'm like, this bitch about to take over the world, nigga, like, lock in. This the one time y'all not about that action? Really? Fucking bitch ass motherfuckers, bro. Like, yo, you better lock the fuck in. That shit pissed me off, but yeah. Also, one thing that the Legend of Korra really taught me, I was sleeping on earthbenders, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I was sleeping on earthbenders. Them niggas is low-key overpowered as fuck. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, bro. Them niggas is low-key. We gotta do something about them. Like, if Avatar the Last Airbender, the original series, was about the Earth Kingdom taking over the world, hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. Aang is getting put in my backwoods, bro. Aang is getting put in the backwood, bro. Like, low-key, this gonna be crazy, chat. Fire Nation might low-key be the weakest. Let's talk about it. Okay, no, we have to think about this. We have to think about this. We have to think about this. Because people always bring up bloodbending, but bloodbending isn't common. Like, you're not about to run into, like, a water tribe village full of bloodbenders. That's not gonna happen. I feel like firebenders, it's between fire or water. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Bloodbending is giga rare type shit. Just lightning the water. Well, lightning is also rare. I don't know what's rarer, lightning or bloodbending. Are they about the same? Waterbending still has strong healing abilities. That's true. That's true. They might be able to sustain. Bloodbending even more rare than lightning. Do they use lightning all the time? Lightning is super common in Korra. I could only think of like 2 characters that use lightning. Who else use lightning? Like, I don't think that's that common. They use it in factories. Wait, really? Damn, I must have not been watching. Shit, my bad. Mako literally, okay, I know Mako uses it, but I didn't think that was common. Huh, well. They had whole factories, that's where, oh, damn, I didn't even know that. I didn't even like internalize that, to be honest. Well, yeah, in that case, then yeah, I would say Water Tribe is probably the weakest. Unless it's a full moon. And then them niggas start bending your blood. Type shit. But, you know, yeah, other than that, it's probably, I feel like, I don't know, Earth and Air? Who y'all got over Earth and Air, bruh? Who y'all got over Earth and Air, bruh? I don't know, I think Earthbenders, like low-key, they're kind of broken. I could go back and forth between Air or Earth, bro. I don't know, like fresh off of Korra and watching season 4, it just feels like the Earth Kingdom is so broken. Air the only nation to get wiped out completely. Hey, shrugged. He's spitting. He is spitting. He is spitting. That did happen. Air Nation had to get jumped on Sozin's comet. Hey, look, they still got wiped out. Air lost because of morality, not power. Hey, those morals, not gonna get the bullets out your lung. You feel what I'm saying? They still got shot. It is what it is. It is what it is. Didn't the Fire Nation damn near take over the world? Well, that was because of special circumstances. Outside of those special circumstances, they low-key ain't on shit. Like, I really feel like outside of those special circumstances, the Earth Kingdom could wipe out the Fire Nation easily. Air only got wiped out because they're a peaceful nation. So if you have all the power, but you're not about that action, do you really have that power then? Like, let's talk. Because if it came down to it, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to talk no jutsu your way out of there, but then next thing you know, the Earth Kingdom metal bent a bullet through your skull and you're dead. Now, let's talk about it. Anyways. Okay, Zahir. Okay, you're spitting, Orion. You're spitting, Flame. I don't know why I called you Orion. That's the first time in your whole career I called you Orion. Okay, you are spitting. Zahir is fucking crazy. Zahir is like low-key one of the most goated characters ever. What up, Lotus? Monk Gyatso slaughtered dozens of firebenders single-handedly. Firebenders who were hopped up on superpower combat juice at the time, I might add. So you know what's really interesting about this is that if you look closely, that nigga got incinerated to a bag of bones. So he took down 12 niggas, but he's still dead. So I don't know. He not standing no more. So what that got to do with me? 100 years passed. What that got to do with me? It was a 1v12. He still lost. And he won. Hold on, let me, can I zoom in one more time? Is that what winners look like to you? I don't want to be a winner then. I'll be a loser. I'm good with being a loser, y'all. I'm good with being a loser, bruh. It is what it is. Me when I make an argument out of literal fucking falsehoods. Me when I lie to win an argument. Hey, bro, it is what it is. Anyways, y'all, that's my opinions on The Legend of Korra. What did y'all think about Korra? Let me know in the comments. And if you guys want to see more videos of me talking about random shit that I watch like this, then, you know, feel free to let me know. I'm down. But yeah, I like Legend of Korra, and I think if you're a fan of Avatar, I think, you know, it's worth watching. And I think that the plots overall in Korra are better than Avatar, but Avatar is definitely like a much better show. It's a much more tight. And I think the biggest reason why is because, like I said earlier, Avatar starts off with a premise, with a goal, with an overarching enemy, an overarching plot, whereas Korra went from season to season, so it feels a little disjointed. But other than that, I like them a lot. Also, last thing, was anybody else kind of blown back when Korra and Asami like started scissoring before they went into the spirit world? What the fuck was that? That shit came out of nowhere. Like, I'm not mad at it. Like, I really liked their relationship fostering more, and they became a lot closer. I just didn't see that being romantic at all. That shit definitely came out of nowhere, but you know, it is what it is. Shout out to them. Hopefully they happy in the spirit world and shit like that. But anyways, Legend of Korra, you should watch it.